What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Me too. BetOnline.ag.
Join today and receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
Hello and welcome into tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualia, sitting here, like usual, with Marv and with Mike Molyneux, who is back from his vacation.
Yes, sir.
All right, so again, training camp. We're rolling now. We've got some storylines that are drumming themselves up, but we kind of want to give some love right now, or maybe not so much love, to one specific player on this team, Stephon Gilmore. He landed for the first time on the NFL's top 100 list, and actually NFL players ranked him as the league's best cornerback at the moment. So the question kind of leads with that. Is Stephon Gilmore the best player on the Patriots roster this year? Because, I mean, the Patriots roster is littered with talent, but is he the best overall at what he does on this Patriots roster at the current moment? Marv, we'll start off with you.
Stephon Gilmore is the best player on this Patriots roster. And when I'm just talking talent-wise, yes, I know a lot of people are going to run into the Tom Brady's the best. Tom Brady obviously is the greatest quarterback of all time, but Tom Brady is no longer in his prime. We're talking about Stephon Gilmore, who's right now in his prime, and he's the best at what he does. If you look at last year, you put him on the best receiver, and the best receiver was erased, taken away, and to the point quarterbacks didn't even throw the ball to Stephon Gilmore no more. That's why there was some shows we didn't even talk about him, because he was a blanket on one wide receiver. And
well, that's the thing. I feel like he doesn't get the love he deserves sometimes because you don't talk about him, which is kind of a good thing. It's like the offensive linemen. When you don't talk about them, that's when you know that they're doing their job.
Exactly. And, Stephon Gilmore is not a guy that's going to get 6+ interceptions. He had that big one in the Super Bowl that we all remember that sealed the game. But because he doesn't get thrown to so much, he doesn't get the opportunities like most other quarterbacks that can just roam around and get interceptions. So that's what he's the best at his position right now. That's not a knock on anyone else in the Patriots roster, but he's the most talented, and deservingly so, that he was put in the top 100 as the best cornerback.
Yeah, reading the NFL's top 100 when they got to Stephon Gilmore, this is in a CBS article. It was one of them Cordies who basically said the game plan is like Stephon Gilmore, you get this guy, usually the best player on the other team, and then everybody else, you just play defense.
That's it.
Like, that's how much of a stud this guy is.
The only play you won't see Gilmore on is like a guy like Tyreek Hill or something like that. Those really speedy, shifty guys. Gilmore tends to get the bigger wide receivers. But other than that, Gilmore is the best at what he does right now.
Yeah. All right, Mike, before we jump over to you guys, the Red Sox are headed to the Bronx. Last week, the Yankees were in Fenway. The Red Sox surprised us. If you watched last week, I was not confident at all. They surprised us, took the first 3. They won 3 out of 4. But do you think that they're going to do that again this weekend? Is your confidence high, willing to place a wager? Don't know where to start? There's only one place to get in on all of the action. Grab the odds and allow the experts at betonline.ag to do the heavy lifting for you. Sports, live betting, virtual casino, you name it, betonline.ag is CLNS Media's preferred sports book online. If you're feeling lucky and would like to support our podcast/video, go to clnsmedia.com/PatsRT and use promo code CLNS50 for that 50% sign-up bonus. That is CLNS50. betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. Go online or use your mobile phone to sign up today at betonline.ag and try in-game live betting where you can participate with all of the action with every play. Use the promo code CLNS50 for a 50% sign-up bonus. betonline.ag, your online sports book experts. All right, Mike, what do you think? Is Stephon Gilmore the best at what he does on the 2019 Patriots roster?
Yeah, I think Marv pretty much summed it up, and I agree with him 100%. But I just want to look at the fact that how much Stephon Gilmore has elevated his game since he's, become a New England Patriot. I mean, playing for the Buffalo Bills, he was the best cornerback on that team by default because the Buffalo Bills just overall they suck. And once the Patriots landed Stephon Gilmore, it's just like, all right, they got a solid cornerback who can hopefully come in and fit into the system or the defense. But he's come in and he's elevated his game to being looked at as one of the top, if not the top cornerback in the league. it shows, how great.
Do you think he is?
Do I believe he is?
Yeah.
I really think he does. And like you guys were just saying, like we're all kind of in agreement on, if a player defensively, especially if you're in the secondary, if you don't get talked about a lot sometimes, you're doing something right. And when you're a quarterback and the quarterback drops back and is not looking your way, so you're not getting any interceptions, you're not getting any pass deflections. And yeah, stats wise, does that look bad because you're not racking up any maybe tackles or pass deflections or interceptions? Yeah, stats wise, but at the same time, it's because the quarterback refuses to throw to you or throw in your direction. So if a cornerback is doing that, it's an amazing thing to see. And that's literally what Stephon Gilmore, turned into and was looked at last season. And it's only grown to the fact that he's getting the respect, not only on the Patriots and through Patriots Nation, but around the league. They're really taking a look at him. Even in the Madden video games, they have him rated as one of the top cornerbacks in the game. So he's really getting the recognition that he definitely deserves after coming off a season that he had last year. And I definitely believe, Patriots are blessed to have a couple different guys who probably like top 10 at their position in the league, like Brady, like Edelman. But yes, Stephon Gilmore for sure is the top player at the cornerback position. And on the Patriots.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I don't even really know if people can even dispute this, because you look around, like I said in the intro, the roster is littered with talent between Michael Bennett, obviously Tom Brady, Julian Edelman. I'm not going to Sony Michel's not up there, but he's wildly talented.
I was gonna say top 10 running back for Sony Michel, but then I pulled back because I said I don't know.
Not yet.
He's confusing. He's tough to put a grade on. But no, and like you brought up the interception thing, and that's what the casual fan is going to look at. They're gonna be like, well, why doesn't this guy get more interceptions if he's so good? Because quarterbacks aren't throwing in that direction. When he is blanketed on somebody, that guy gets essentially canceled out of the entire game. So you're not going to get those interceptions. And Mike Daniels playing for the Packers last year, he had this to say when I was just reading because like I said before, again, he was voted the best cornerback in the league. Mike Daniels, defensive lineman, played against the Patriots as the Packers last season, gushed about Gilmore's interception to Jared Goff in Super Bowl 53. He said he had his mindset that y'all are not going to getting in the end zone. That doesn't make sense, but that's the direct quote. Today, it's not happening today. That snatches your soul because that lets you know there's nothing we can do. We had it. They took it from us. And that's where it is. Stephon Gilmore is so locked in right now. And shout out to Bill Belichick. I don't think Bill Belichick gets the credit that he deserves. I'm just kidding, obviously. But when Belichick we saw it this year, start a free agency. He never, ever, ever starts out free agency with a bang. He never just grabs somebody immediately. He did that with Stephon Gilmore. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah,
right away.
Didn't waste any time with getting
immediately. And we knew of Stephon Gilmore, but we were like, and this is also the same time as Malcolm Butler. This whole situation's going on.
Yeah.
So we're like, why aren't you signing Malcolm Butler? But you just gave this guy, you're just going to piss off Malcolm Butler. You just gave this guy, $13 million a year? It was at that same time. And remember, the start of 2017, people were kind of down on him around here. They're like, oh, wow, this guy kind of sucks. What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
Why didn't you
know the system yet? He was struggling.
Is a genius.
Yeah. And I mean, look at him now. Like he's number 22 ranked on the NFL's top 100. Players ranked him the best cornerback in the league. He's by far the best at what he does right now. And Tom Brady, elite quarterback. I think we can say that. But there's nobody else on this team that you can look at them and be like, they are top two. Are we going to still put Brady top two at quarterback? I don't think so.
He's definitely top five.
Top five for sure, but I don't think he's top two. So Gilmore, you're going to put at number one, let alone not even top two for the rest of the team in regards to their position. So yeah, Stephon Gilmore, absolutely the best at what he does on this team.
So, quick question. You brought up, Bill Belichick and, how Gilmore elevated his game. So prior to coming to the Patriots, you guys would say Gilmore is what? Maybe, around the top 10, top 15 corners in the league, right?
Yeah, and he was kind of blanketed on the Bills.
Right. Okay, so if Belichick were to get any other quarterback around that range, the top 10, top 15 cornerbacks, you're talking Peterson, anyone around that range, Xavier Rhodes, and they came in the Patriots, do you think they would also be the number one corner as well? Or is it more is it more the Patriots system, or is it Stephon Gilmore's talent?
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah, I think it's
I
definitely
feel like
both.
if you come to the Patriots, you're learning from Belichick, and then you're in practice where you're lined up going through different plays and motions against Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback to ever play. So if you're going through training camps and practices where you're, Belichick and his great coaching staff is chirping in your ear, and then you have to line up going against Brady, snap after snap after snap after snap, it's going to raise your confidence level. I think Gilmore was in the right place in the right time. He's a great player. He's the top quarterback on the Bills coming over. But playing for the Patriots, I feel like for a lot of players, and you've seen it, Patriots have signed some dummies or drafted sometimes dummies who turned into solid players. It's something about coming to New England that really elevates your game.
Yeah, you know what? I think like another reason why I don't think he gets the credit he deserves from other casual fans is because he's not like a loud, boisterous guy like Richard Sherman. You knew Richard Sherman was elite.
Right.
And a lot of that was because he was just in your face. He was in the camera's face at all times. Gilmore, his demeanor works well with this team where he's just there to play football. He's just there to be the best at what he does. So I think that that's a combination right there between the Patriots system and Gilmore's talent and Gilmore's demeanor. It's a little three-way thing we got going on there.